The rapid advancement of many technologies has contributed to the development of aircraft design from the very limited capabilities of the Wright brothers, the first ever successful airplane, to today's high performance military, commercial, and general aviation aircraft. In the early days of aviation, an aircraft requires the constant attention of a pilot. So, to reduce the workload on the pilot, here we are trying to design an autopilot to control the pitch of an aircraft that permits the aircraft to fly straight on a level course without the help of a pilot. So here we'll be dealing with the aircraft pitch system, modeling and analysis, the PID controller design, the root locus plot, and the body plot. A pitch motion is an upward down movement of the nose of the aircraft, and it's caused by the deflection of the elevator of aircraft. Initially, we have done system modeling. We have 6 nonlinear coupled differential equations that governs the motion of an aircraft, and we have simplified it into longitudinal and lateral equations. From the figure, it is clear that there are several forces acting on an aircraft, like the thrust, drag, weight, etc. We will assume that the aircraft is in steady cruise at constant altitude and velocity, so that the forces balance each other. We also assume that a change in pitch angle does not change the speed of the aircraft, no matter what the circumstances. Considering these assumptions, the longitudinal equations of motion for the aircraft can be written as follows. So here we have plugged in some numerical values to simplify the modeling equations, and we have taken the data values from one of Boeing's commercial aircraft. So moving on to transfer function and state space model. In order to find the transfer function, all we have to do is to take the Laplace transform, assume that the initial conditions are 0, the Laplace transform of the above equations are shown below, and after performing the calculations, the transfer function is obtained, and it is given here as P of S is equal to theta of S by delta of S. So coming to state space model, here the modeling equations are already in the state variable form. So our task is pretty simple because we have to just represent them as matrices. And our output is pitch angle, and the output equation is also given in the matrix form. We have shown the code used for obtaining the transfer function and state space model. We have defined the transfer function, the pitch, and then the state space variables, and we have obtained the result. So this is the continuous time transfer function. So after running the code, the continuous time state space model is also obtained. Design requirements of an aircraft. So overshoot less than 10%, rise time less than 2 seconds, settling time less than 10 seconds, steady state error less than 2%. So these are the design criteria. System analysis. We have created an M file defining the transfer function and the pitch. In order to analyze the open loop step response, an elevator input angle of 0.2 radians is given. So on analyzing, we figured out that the system did not satisfy the design criteria, and also it was unstable. That is because we gave a pole command and we obtained 2 poles, one which was on the imaginary axis and the other on the left half of the S-plane. If there is a pole on the imaginary axis, it means the system is unstable. So hence the open loop response obtained is unstable. In order to meet our design criteria, we have added a feedback controller, and this is the architecture we have employed. The result demonstrates that the closed loop transfer function is a third order with 0. However, we are familiar for predicting character of a system step response with no zeros. But since we have got a 0, we cannot rely on these relationships for the system. So let's assume the closed loop transfer function of the form y of s by r of s, where y of s is our output and r of s is a step input. So we perform partial fraction and we get the corresponding final expression. So the final expression has the real part and the imaginary part, where its real part corresponds to the exponential decay of that mode, and its imaginary part corresponds to the frequency of oscillation of that mode. So the above plot again demonstrates that this closed loop system did not meet our given design requirements, which is why we wanted to design a PID controller. So here we have the architecture and transfer function of a PID controller, and we have to implement different combinations of proportional gain, integral gain, and derivative gain in order to achieve this desired system behavior. We began by deciding a proportional controller of the form C of S is equal to Kp, and we chose a tuning method as robust response time instead of classic because it can tune all parameters for any type of PID controller. We chose time as a design mode. Once all the tuning settings have been chosen, we gave KP a value. The controller did satisfy with the rise time, but it did not satisfy the settling time. This controller did not provide sufficient degree of freedom in our tuning. So we had to add an integrator to satisfy the given criteria. So we define the transfer function for a PI controller by giving Ki and Kp a value. And the corresponding closed loop step response was obtained. And we came to the conclusion that the controller had reduced the average error, but it did not reduce the oscillation. So we tried adding a derivative, leading to the design of a PID controller. Now the transfer function for a PID controller was defined, and we gave the values for Ki, Kp, and Kd, and the following response was observed. From the figure, it is clear that the response meets all our requirements except settling time. So we reduced the response time to make response faster. But still, the settling time was greater than 10 seconds. So we tried increasing the speed of response so that the overshoot can be spared. So on further increasing the speed of response, the following plot was obtained. This response meets all the given requirements as summarized below. Overshoot is 7.5% less than 10%. Rise time is 0.413 seconds less than 2 seconds. Settling time is 9.25 seconds less than 10 seconds. And steady state error is 0% less than 2%. Therefore, this PID controller will provide the desired performance of the aircraft's pitch. So now speaking of the root locus plot, our requirement that the rise time less than 2 seconds corresponds approximately to a natural frequency of greater than zero point 0.9 radians per second for a canonical underdamped second order system. So adding this requirement to the root locus plot, in addition to the settle time and overshoot, generates the following figure. Now, if we take a close look at the figure, it is clear that none of the three branches of the root locus comes in the desired region. So, we employ a lead compensator that will shift the root locus to the left so that the branches comes to the desired region. Lead compensator, the transfer function of a typical lead compensator is given here. So initially we have to configure the control system designer, and this is done by giving a compensator format. It's a zero pole or gain format. Now to begin with, we have to give the values for pole and zeros. Pole is given a value of -3 and 0 is given a value of -0.9. Placing the pole at -30 degree will generate the figure shown below. So if we examine the plot, it is clear that the three of the branches of root locus clearly pass through the desired region, but there is this fourth branch which is on the real axis closer to origin, but it's not in a desired region. So when we observe it further, it's clear that the current value of gain, the settling time, and the rise time are all too large. To satisfy the design criteria, we have given the value of k as 200, so that all the poles are on the real axis with no overshoot, and the presence of integrator in the plant completely guarantees zero steady state error. So when k is given a value of 200, it is clear that the controller meets all the given requirements. Frequency domain methods for controller design. The margin command generates the Bode plot for the given transfer function with annotations for gain and the phase margin. And it indicates a stable closed loop response system because both the gain margin and the phase margin are positive. To be more specific, phase margin is 46.9 degree and gain margin is infinite. But since it does not meet the requirements, an additional code is added to the M file and rerun, and the following step response is generated. The Bode plot of the open loop system indicates the behavior of closed loop system. Like the gain crossover frequency is directly related to the closed loop system's speed of response, and the phase margin is inversely related to the closed loop system's overshoot. So if we increase the gain crossover frequency, then the speed response automatically increases. And if we increase the phase margin, the overshoot decreases. And these two goals can be accomplished by employing a lead compensator. The general form of transfer function of a lead compensator is given here. Now we need to find the value of alpha, k and t. We are arbitrarily choosing k as 10 so that the deficiency of velocity error constant can be decreased. And we run the following code in MATLAB window so that we'll understand the effect of adding this k. The maximum phase added by lead compensator as a function of alpha is given here. While adding 50 degrees more, the gain crossover frequency will increase to a point where the system has no more phase lag. So that value of alpha is equal to 0.10. Now for this value of alpha, the following relationship can be used to determine the amount of magnitude increase that will be supplied by lead compensator at the location of maximum bump in phase. So on substituting the values, we get the value of t as 0.5. We chose k as 10 alpha 0.10 and t 0.52, and adding the following lines to our M file and running at the command line will generate the plot shown below. And using the MATLAB command step info, we can precisely see the characteristics of the closed loop step response. However, it's clear that the overshoot is greater than 10%. Now, in order to satisfy our design requirements, we arrive at the parameters k is equal to 10, alpha is equal to 0.04, and t is equal to 0.55. And we'll run the code in our M file. And thus we obtained the closed loop step response that satisfied our design requirements. So for each value of k, alpha, and t, we checked whether the response obtained satisfy our design requirements. And for k is equal to 10, alpha 0.04, and t is equal to 0.55, the following lead compensator is able to satisfy all our design requirements. An autopilot was thus developed using MATLAB, and it met all our design requirements. Root locus, body plot, and controller designs were also simulated for the purpose of implementing an autopilot to control the aircraft pitch. Thank you.